love you too.
I was giving him permission in front of our entire crew to grab your bits.
Yes, but I had also consented repeatedly.
Yes. To him grabbing your bits.
To me, to him grabbing the bits.
Yes. I remember that very well. Are we allowed to say that?
Sure.
Listen.
How's your tea?
We've been together for almost 2 decades. There's not a lot.
There's not a lot you're gonna learn, probably.
Yeah.
Don't speak too soon, girl.
I think that was the least naughty you've ever been on camera.
Okay, we can change
No,
that.
I think we're good. Hi, I'm Anna Paquin.
And I am Stephen Moyer. And we are spilling the ET. Cheers. Right.
Oh dear.
Ms. Paquin, I'm going to be interviewing you today. First things first, lots has been made of you appearing at our premiere for A Bit of Light with a cane.
Yes.
For all the concerned fans out there, what message do you have for them about how you're doing?
I am extraordinarily touched and moved by people showing that they care and being interested and kind about it. And right now I'm doing my job and we're talking about our film, and at some point I will probably elaborate on my own platform in my own words, and I'm just really grateful for the support and really excited about our film. And thank you so much. Husband.
Wife.
I heckled you from the crowd at our premiere that if you hadn't hired me, you would have been in trouble. What part of me playing Ella impressed you the most?
When I read A Bit of Light for the first time, it was a play, and I thought that it would be a wonderful screenplay. When I read this thing, you were the first person that I immediately thought of, because there are very few people that I've ever had in my orbit who I knew would go down the rabbit hole of complexity that the character of Ella needed to inhabit, and which, you know, because she's quite a broken character and she's quite a broken soul.
And I'm not scared to ugly cry on camera.
And you're not scared to ugly cry, which is good. There was a 39-year-old written into this script. You happened to be 39 when we were shooting, so if I had cast anybody else, I would have been put in husband jail.
Did they call it irreconcilable difference?
That's what they call it, and then it ends up in divorce, I believe.
Oh, no, no, we can't have that.
I am so sorry. I put you in the middle of all this.
If you think back on some of those wild scenes for True Blood you directed me in, which stand out the most, and for one reason or another? Are we going to torture Joe again?
I think we might be torturing Joe Manganiello at this point.
But it's just funny.
So there was a scene where Alcide and Suki make love in the opening of season 7. I had to allow Joe in front of our entire crew. I was like telling him, I need you to go for it, Joe. I need you to grab the bits. And I was giving him permission in front of our entire crew to grab your bits.
Yes, but I had also consented repeatedly.
Yes. To him grabbing your bits.
To me, to him grabbing the bits.
Yes. I remember that very well.
And this is in a pre-intimacy coordinator world.
Yes. So I was actually shouting out, grab her bits.
And then he'd say, babe, is that okay? And I was like, please just do it.
Suki had been having a rough go of it. She seems to be recovering nicely.
For all the Rogue fans out there, how did you react when you heard or saw that Kelsey Grammer was returning as Beast in the Marvels recently?
I am hearing about that in real time.
What happened?
We were hoping you could tell us.
Okay, so there's the follow-up question.
I mean, he was great in the role.
Right.
So why would you not bring him back?
Right.
You know? If it ain't broke.
Yeah. What would make you want to reprise, depending on where you're from, Rogue?
Being asked.
There you go.
I never got to fly. Come on.
So, having spent a good deal acting, what do you recall most about your own experience as a first-timer on a film set in your Oscar-winning turn for The Piano?
Having absolutely no idea what I was doing, but as a youngest sibling of 3, being quite accustomed to watching the people ahead of you and trying to just imitate what they're doing and figuring it out as you go along so you get invited back to play.
At the same moment my father was struck dead, my mother was struck dumb. She never spoke another word.
I've got an addendum.
Okay, oh God.
Could you please tell everyone where you keep your Oscar?
I don't know, can you tell us where our storage unit is?
Our storage unit is somewhere in Queens, and I couldn't actually tell you where, which is probably a good thing.
We moved recently.
But it's in a box somewhere, in a box.
My real father was a famous German composer.
Who would you say was your biggest influence, director-wise or mentor-wise, in terms of how you go about the process of breaking down character and creating a part?
Well, there's a few people. First and foremost, Holly Hunter. The Piano, which was obviously my first job ever, hinges on that mother-daughter relationship being so in sync that I literally speak for her. And she and I bonded extraordinarily closely. Philip Seymour Hoffman, or Phil, as anyone who actually knew him called him, introduced me to theatre. He cast me in the first play I ever did, which was a little off-Broadway thing here in New York, which is quite literally the reason I'm still an actress, because I was at university and quite ready to do something else with my life, because I felt like I'd sort of done what I didn't know if I had anything left. And I put my work in, and it was one of the most extraordinary experiences of my entire professional life. And
good stuff.
it's
Now,
sad
before
that,
you cry,
Yep.
I'm going to pour myself some tea.
The world's a less bright place without him in it.
We're glad Anna stuck with it because she's given us some very memorable performances. Sookie in True Blood, Rogue in the X-Men franchise, and don't forget her fun cameo in Scream 4.
Well, it's also predictable. There's no element of surprise. You can see everything coming.
And now she's the star of A Bit of Light in theaters, on digital, and on demand now. Anna plays a recovering alcoholic fighting for the chance to see her kids. Along the way, she meets a young boy who helps her accept responsibility. Stephen directed and produced the film.
Ella starts coming back into her own as a mother through Luca. We even see them enjoy a bit of fun at the arcade. What have you found has never missed when it comes to getting our kids to have some fun with you?
When I actually say yes to something.
They will very happily sit with you and watch, like, Air Buddies or something when you're prepared to watch Air Buddies.
Thankfully, we've outgrown talking.
Yeah, we have gone through the talking dog phase
Twice.
and we've moved on.
Yeah.
Anna and Stephen are parents to 11-year-old fraternal twins.
When it comes to us, who do you think has always been better at the tough kid talks, you or me? Well, that's an easy question.
In terms of disciplining the children, I would say that without question, it is you who are better than me. I'm the one they come to when they want to have fun and do things that are naughty. And
They always tell me eventually.
what, that I let them do things.
Yes, because they get guilty consciences. And I think they think I can tell.
So that was an easy question. Because
Yeah, that was like,
I'm kind of crap when it comes to
yeah, I know, but I love you. Who is someone you have yet to work with in this industry that is at the top of your list?
Oh my God.
Everyone get comfy.
There are so many people whose work I absolutely revere. I love Vince Gilligan, who created Breaking Bad. I would love to work with...
We stalked him for a while.
Yeah, we did stalk him for a while. always loved Soderbergh. I think, and I've told you this 100 times, I think Ben Stiller is one of the great directors of this time. And I went up to him and told him, didn't I, at some award show, and he was so blown away that I was like so obviously fanboying and not trying to get a job. He actually was kind of quite touched at how, because I meant it.
Husband.
Yes, wife.
Final question for you is, what message do you hope audiences will walk away with after watching A Bit of Light?
A Bit of Light is a complex movie that has sort of a dark thematic undertone, but ultimately, even though it's about addiction and it's about difficult subject matter, it's about hope. And it's about forgiveness and redemption. And so it's been a difficult 3-4 years for everybody on the planet. And so I think that the film represents that little bit of hope that we all sort of need sometimes for whatever mental health crisis or whatever it is that you are going through. Okay, so there are no more questions on my piece of paper for you, Ms. Paquin. So how do you think we did as interview and interviewee?
I think that was the least naughty you've ever been on camera.
Okay, we can change
No,
that.
I think we're good.
I can do
think
something
we're-
about that right now.
No,
I can
we are
add a
all-
question.
No, I think we're good.
Okay,
I
well,
think we're, I think we're,
cheers.
let's go out on a,
On a solid note before I
that's not going to have
fudge it up. Cheers.